Tell me, though, what's his technique? That last strike, it seems invincible.
Hello and welcome to Sons of the Dragon, the Immortal Iron Fists podcast. My name is Connor McKenna.
And I'm Rebecca Bradeur. Hello
yes,
again.
Hello. Yeah, hey guys. And today we are going to be covering, well, it was called Iron Fists, but now it's called the Immortal Iron Fists, #1, by Kerry Andrews, Afru Chan, and Shelley Chen. But first, we have some Iron Fist news. So Season 2 was announced, is obviously the big one of the TV show.
Yep.
So
Hooray.
very happy about that. Yeah, hooray! Yes, new showrunner as well. I know a lot of people weren't happy with Scott Buck.
Yeah.
I think he did an okay job, but everything else he's done that I've seen has absolutely sucked. So I'm kind of glad they're getting a new showrunner.
And it's always hard to know how much of his time was compromised by getting the Inhumans gig as well. Because that, certainly shortened the time he had for Iron Fist.
Yeah. I still think he had a good run with Iron Fist though, but yeah, I think it's time for new blood to come in, and Dexter seasons 5 to 8 were awful. So
right. And I'm glad that they say the new guy had a good story to tell, so let's watch him.
Yes. Yeah, no, it sounds I'm very excited. I was worried they weren't going to renew it, but they did, so that's good news, and I'm sure a lot of other people are really excited as well, and there's really not much else to say about that until it comes out, I guess.
And only 3 weeks till Defenders.
Yes, Defenders comes out soon, which features yours truly, Iron Fist. And there's some cool Iron Fist moments in the trailer. Watch. I will say with the Defenders trailers, if you want to try and go in like relatively blind or don't want many spoilers, don't watch the trailers. For people who know the comics and stuff, there's not many surprises there, but people who don't know the comics, don't watch the trailers. Just do yourself a favour.
Yeah.
Because there's some pretty big spoilerinos in there.
And also when they start, which they should start doing soon, start doing like the characters trailers and stuff, I wouldn't bother watching any of them.
Yeah. Watch afterwards if you're really hungry for more, I guess. Yeah. But, yeah. So that looks good. Still no costume for Iron Fist.
No, but he keeps hinting that he might be ready for a costume after Defenders, so let's hope.
Well, it's screwing Daredevil over more than anyone, because he can't wear his costume, because it'll look stupid. Because someone else is wearing a costume.
He is going to wear his costume in it, though. I think Daredevil will costume up.
I still don't like his costume that much, but they did improve it, so there's that. Anyway, that's for another podcast.
Yeah.
Or a bonus episode. But yes, so is there anything else, really, that's of note with Iron Fist?
Not that I can think of. I mean, that was mostly it. I mean, obviously, the Immortal Iron Fist being announced and launched during Comic-Con was a surprise. Digital first for Marvel.
Yeah, this just dropped out of nowhere.
I mean, obviously, we knew it was coming, but it's the first time they've announced and released something on the same day, and that, it was weird to do it during Comic-Con, but it seems to have been quite well received, the idea of like, here it is, go buy it. It's cheaper than most of their Comixology stuff. Mostly they charge like, I can only do this in UK prices, I apologise. Mostly they're like $2.50 to $2.99 an issue. This is $1.99. And it appears that it's going to be out in trade in January if you wanted to wait.
Yeah. And that's just the first 6 issues, I take it?
I think maybe it's only been written as a mini, but yeah. And also, it's Comixology. I recently read another Comixology exclusive thing like this, but from Valiant. And just before the last issue came out, they did a big sale. So there's another hint. If you wanted to wait till the 6th issue was due out, they will probably halve the price of all the rest of them to catch you up to date. So
yeah, there's no particular rush, I guess, with this.
No,
unless you
I'm
feel
buying
like you're
it
gonna...
to support it. But I think otherwise I'd probably use my intelligence and wait.
Yeah. Unfortunately, on this podcast, we can't use our intelligence, so
we try.
have to...
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, it just dropped. But, yeah, you can only get it on Comixology. It's completely digital, as Rebecca said, for now, until the trade comes out. But we have the cover here, which is Iron Fist and Pi, both with their skeleton hands.
Hey.
What?
They even say it's Pei in the comic.
I thought it was the other way around. I thought they said it was
they
Pi.
call her Pi to joke, and she's like, no, it's Pei.
Okay.
We'll see when we get there. You'll get a live who is right.
Yeah. And the person who's not right can probably just continue to spite Pi and call her the wrong name.
Yeah. And Gork.
Gork, who is also known as Shulu, Xiaolao. Everyone seems to pronounce it differently.
I'm not trying that.
But he solved that problem because it's just called Gork for now. So
exactly.
Gork is the undying dragon. So for now, we're just going to call him Gork. If any Chinese people want to come on the podcast, so we can just use you as a translator, then feel free to come on. I'm not going to guarantee you're going to get to express any opinion because I run a tight ship here.
It does.
You know, I might just go, no opinion from you. You're just going to translate for me. I already have some. Never mind. I don't need to tell you about those guys. All right. So cover's good though.
It's Carrie Andrews' cover. It's gorgeous. It's bright yellow, bright pink. I really like the return to the Immortal Iron. Like I wasn't expecting it, but I actually when I saw the Immortal Iron Fist in that font, I was like, I like this. It really ties it back to that lovely run that we all love. And it's just, it makes it, there was something very comforting about seeing it in the same font, and I just like it. I'm glad they did it.
Honestly, it sounds better than just Iron Fists.
Yeah, maybe that's why they did it.
I just always felt awkward saying, Iron Fists is coming out. The Immortal Iron Fists. And it makes more sense as well, because it's harkening back to that run where more than one Iron Fist was featured. And, Danny's protege, who will be named later on, is not an Iron Fist yet. We get the idea of where it's going. So yeah, they're both doing like a fighting pose.
They've both got their fists glowing.
Yep, with the classic skeleton hand.
Gork's breathing a bit of fire.
Yeah, Gork has come back to life again. And yeah, I will say this isn't really. I mean. Well, it's a spoiler, but like if you're listening to this, I should say spoiler warning because we're going to talk about the issue. They don't resolve the 66 undying dragons running around at the end of Living Weapon.
No.
This was the time to do it, but they decided not to. So it's like, all right, whatever. I don't really care. It's just got resolved somehow. Danny's already possessed by Agamotto, so
yeah, and that's probably never be resolved.
Yeah, so he's always going to be possessed by Agamotto now. So anything Danny does, they can easily just retcon and say, that was just Agamotto. Yeah. And it's actually better than he was just a plant person.
Oh, I guess there is one more piece of news. They announced, I don't know if they... I guess they'd probably already announced the Legacy Iron Fist that Ed Brisson and stuff's carrying on. So, that's cool. We get
right. Is that like the caveman Iron Fist?
No, that's right. There's Marvel Legacy, which comes out in October. That's Jason Aaron and Isad Ribic. I'm not doing the pronunciation thing. Yes, that has the 1 million years BC Avengers in, one of which is a female Iron Fist. It's Iron Fist, Agamotto, Starbrand, the Hulk. Is it the Hulk? Ghost Rider on a mammoth, which is awesome. And Ghost Rider on a mammoth, awesome. And
so these aren't canon, right?
They've never existed before. Oh, Black Panther's the other one, I think. And Odin. So they've never existed before. But Jason Aaron did an amazing run on Thor, like amazing. And I have a lot of faith in him. Isad Ribic. Amazing art. So it's just a one-off, like DC Rebirth. And it could be anything, but it's nice to have some Iron Fist rep. I think what he's done is taken a lot of the heroes that have got obvious like continuity in the past. So like Black Panther, we know is passed on. Odin's Odin. Agamotto is Agamotto. But like Ghost Rider, we know you just have to have a demon of vengeance in you. Iron Fist, obviously, we know goes back. So
look, let's not get started with Ghost Rider. Because my God, that is some of the most confusing stuff. When you said that, there's just a trigger in my brain that went off, and I just immediately started trying to sort out what was going on.
I understand that, but they're all ones that have passed to different people without them being legacy characters. So they're all ones where the power gets passed on, so it makes sense, you know. So I think he's picked some. I was really not expecting to see Iron Fist in there until he was first mentioned, and it makes a lot of sense. So we've got a female Iron. Oh, and the Phoenix is the other one. Phoenix. So Phoenix and Iron Fist are both women in the 1 million year BC. And look, everyone said it's a bit of a out there idea. We all know there weren't human beings around in 1 million years BC. No idea what the hell's going to be going on, but I have such faith in the creative team. And it's a one-off. It's not going to be a watch them get through funny antics. So I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying anyone should go buy it. I'm just saying it's another little Iron Fist in there. But then after that, Marvel starts its kind of renumbering and hopefully getting the characters back to basics. We just keep our creative team is the most important thing on Iron Fist.
Wait, they're renumbering again?
Yeah, we're going to Iron Fist 70 something. I can't remember. I can probably find it.
Look, I'm confused enough. So
I know. And he's going to be teaming up with Sabretooth in a nice nod back to obviously one of the issues I covered with you a long time. Yeah, Iron Fist is going to go to number 73. So it's going to go from 8 to 73. But carry on the same story. So, and that'll be in October. And
what's the 73 like? Is there? Have they counted like all the solo Iron Fist series to come up with that number?
Yeah, I believe so. Bleeding Cool have been going around snarking about how some of the numbers don't add up very well. I don't know. They found some way to get it to there. I'm not going to go into it in great detail. I'm guessing it's so that we can hit some targets, so we know when we get to Iron Fist 80, we know get to Iron Fist 100.
Yeah.
But to me, the biggest thing was that we keep Ed Brisson and Mike Perkins.
Yes, no, that is.
Who
they are quite the team right now.
We're loving them, and the fact that it's carrying on means that it's obviously been selling well enough for them to keep going with it. So it's all good news.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Cool.
Yes, expect us to suddenly start talking about Iron Fist 73 once we get to October.
Yeah, that's going to be wonderful.
Yeah. Sorry, derail. Back to Immortal Iron Fist.
Oh, no, I'm just saying it's going to be wonderful to, like, just number
yeah,
from...
I know. I mean, like...
Any emails saying, hey, you missed, like, 70 issues. It's like, oh, no.
Marvel!
We didn't skip it. We just... Yeah, it's a long story. But, yeah, anyway, back to the Immortal Iron Fists, number 1. Yeah. So... the writer is Kerry Andrews. The artist is... Kerry, come on the show! The artist is Afro Chan. Color artist is Shelley Chen. Letterer is VC's Travis Lanham. Cover artist is Kerry Andrews. Assistant editor is Kathleen Wineski. Editor is Jake Thomas. And I'll read the recap. Yeah. Because it's like the start of the series, so I'll just read it. Daniel Rand is a man of two worlds. Kunlun, the mystical land whose people took him in as an orphan and trained him to be their champion, the Iron Fist. And New York City, where he presides over his deceased father's billion-dollar company and fights for the innocent and the helpless. Recently, those two worlds clashed, nearly destroying Kunlun. In the fight to save both his homes, Danny was joined by his protege, a tween Kunlun monk who became the youngest ever to bear the mark of the Iron Fist. Now Danny has taken the position of Thunderer, training his protege from his Manhattan high-rise to become an Iron Fist in her own right. And we go to Bishop Kane Memorial High School in Brooklyn, New York. And these guys look like ghouls.
They do a little bit.
Like they have red eyes and like huge mouths. It's like, they're going to start devouring people. Like,
yeah, I'm hoping that's how she sees them. As opposed to them actually looking that. Because of course in the next panel they look totally like normal school bullies. They
look like they're from Archie.
They do a little bit.
Or Jughead anyway. I don't know what's going on with that Riverdale thing. What is the... no, that's going to be a tangent.
Let's not tangent to Riverdale. We do not need that.
So I don't even know. Whatever. So yeah.
So they're calling her Noodles, so we're obviously on a bullying point here. And punching her in the stomach.
Yeah, and she's essentially being bullied, and this is Danny's protege, by the way.
Yes.
And
who will name soon.
They're making fun of her because she's Chinese, and she's like, well, I'm from Kunlun, actually. And then she walks home, and she's all sad. She's like, oh, man. And then, like, a huge limo rocks up, and we have Danny.
Because I never really see him as someone being driven around in a limo, but hey.
Yeah, sometimes he just decides to act like a rich person, and sometimes he just decides not to. Like, it just depends on his mood, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
But he's like, you're late. And she comes in and she's like, I'm sorry, Thunderer, we have work to do. He's holding up this glass of, like, brandy, and his fist is glowing.
Yeah. Don't know if he's trying to heat it up or cool it down. Like, here.
Yeah, it's just... Yeah, he reminds me a bit of... I say this a lot, but he reminds me a bit of Orson here, just because he looks older.
Yeah.
And I like his look in this.
Really?
Yeah,
I really don't.
Really? Oh, yeah. I loved it. I think it's awesome.
The art really grew on me. Like, it took me a while to adjust to it. I love it. But the little, his beard is just little stripes, and I don't know.
I mean, it's pretty...
I like his hair.
Simplistic. Well, I guess the correct term is minimalist.
But it's weird because in some other bits, like the background, look at the top panel there, like all the shop store names and stuff isn't very minimalist. It really is just his scraggly beard is just a few lines, and it's just, I just want to be like, no, make it better. But I like his hair, and he always looks grouchy, and I want him to look nice and happy and lovely again. But
I love it. He's like those old martial art movie masters, They're always like super grouchy, cranky.
I do really like the colour though.
Yes.
I think the colour.
Yeah, no, the colouring's great, which is thanks to Shelley Chen,
and very unusual for a comic. It's just we'll go into it as we get to some of the more obvious examples of it. But there's some beautiful muting and brightness about it that's really nice.
It's definitely not house style, that's for sure.
It's definitely not house style. So anyway, so he's like, they start their lesson, which involves a chase across the metro.
Yeah, she just kicks out the window of the limo and just starts leaping away. Yeah. They're acting like Daredevil.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. And then his protege nearly lands into a train.
And he's chasing her, and like we hear a bit more that like she's got the mark of the dragon, but she hasn't done anything to earn it. So she hasn't done any of the trials, which we know, because she hasn't.
The mark thing just sort of happened.
So that's the setup in case you've not read Living Weapon.
Pretty much.
Which I thought was look, they had to do the exposition at some point, and I thought it was all right. It wasn't too clunky to be like. Because they're doing it during the action.
It sounds like something that they would say as well.
Yeah. Because they're always...
it feels natural.
In all these training montages, there's always, you need to do this, young dragon. But can we just comment on Danny breaking up the pavement here? I mean, I know he's a billionaire, but come on.
It's like Tekken.
Yeah.
Fall over and the ground just breaks. Like, yeah.
And the most important thing is Pei breaks out the Iron Fist. They do an Iron Fist bump, literally, which is
there's
amazing.
A big boom.
There's a big boom, yeah.
Yeah, and they do that while they're riding on separate trains. Yeah. So the trains are coming from opposite directions, and then they do it as the trains come across.
It's amazing. It's amazing. And then he's
like, hey,
telling her off for it. So he's
like,
obviously trying to get her not to resort to using the fist all the time.
And then Danny lays down some Zen cookie advice.
Yeah.
A fish knows nothing of water, but you're not in the water anymore, Pei. And yeah, I was pretty tired when I read this, so I didn't bother thinking about it too much. I'm not going to think about it too much now. Yeah. So, and then Danny goes into a speech, pretty much saying she's a fish out of water, because when he went to Kunlun, he didn't know anything about combat, and now she's come to New York and she doesn't know anything but combat.
Yeah, Danny's very much pulling on his own experiences, which is one of the nice things about this comic, but he's obviously not quite realizing that his experiences aren't matching hers. Which is fair enough. So then we go back to his penthouse, which looks a little bit shoddy.
Well, I think
Danny.
He knows that. Because he is saying that, like, he's not, he's trying to teach her how to not use her fists. So I think he's just doing a different method of teaching than what the Thunderer, Rest and Pepperoni taught him. Danny's place is a sty because Gork is running around.
It's a total bachelor pad of, like, styness.
There's a garbage bag there.
There's food packages all over the tables. There's like loads of boxes that don't look unpacked. He could do with a cleaner, Danny.
Yeah.
Because in other depictions, it's been pretty spotless. So obviously the addition of a dragon and a teenager has not led to much. And then the next thing is him offering her noodles again, while her saying maybe I should cook something.
Yeah, she's like, maybe I should cook something fresh, and he goes, "You're my student, not my slave." And I'm just thinking, whoa. You don't know how this works, do you, Danny? Get her to do everything for you. Oh. It's part of your training. Just do it. Mop the floors while
it's probably because Victor gave him such grief about treating him like a slave in that Power Man Iron Fist run. He's probably like, I would like to think he's still thinking about that. But I mean, to be honest, anyway, he shouldn't be asking a young girl to do his cooking. Again, billionaire, get a cook.
Yeah.
Or order something that's healthy and fresh.
You should just do a Mr. Miyagi and just be like, wash my car, wax on, wax off.
Oh, I think they're drinking bubble tea, which makes me happy.
I don't even know what bubble tea is.
Oh, well. The fact that they've got little balls in their drink suggests that they're drinking bubble tea.
Ah, okay. Right. And, Gork is drinking and eating nothing. He probably ate all the rats that have come in.
I thought Gork was stealing out of Danny's dish.
He wants in the dish.
He really does want in the dish.
So yeah, they have a little talk at the table here while they're eating.
Yeah, and this is where it starts to be like Danny's asking how school is, starts talking about how hard things were for him in Kunlun. And it's true, they were, but he kind of forgets he doesn't know what school is like because he's never had to go through it. And she's obviously finding that as much a trial as he did Kunlun. So she just quietly sort of says, "Thank you, Thunderer." Is
that what he... Because I was a bit confused by this.
That's how I read it.
Because I sort of read it like he knows about her being bullied. And... actually, no. Now I'm rereading it. I see what you mean.
Yeah, but he does say there's no greater trials in the public school system, but I think we all know that Danny doesn't know that personally. He just, I think he's trying to be, I think he's reaching out and trying to share his experiences, but to someone who's lost everything.
I think it's a bit of a problem with the writing as well, is because obviously what they're trying to do is, okay, so Danny was from New York, he trained in Kunlun, and this chick's from Kunlun, and she's training in New York.
Yeah.
And it's like, are they trying to make Danny, like, he's just not quite, he doesn't quite understand enough? And if that's the case, it doesn't make sense, because he essentially has gone through the same stuff she's gone through. Like, he's gotten bullied. Like, in the previous run to this, it showed him getting bullied. Like,
no, I completely understand. I just think that he doesn't. I don't think he knows she's being bullied.
Oh, okay.
And
yeah. I wasn't sure if he knew or not.
No, I don't think so. And I think when he says there's no greater trials in the public school system, he means in general, like having to make new friends, having to, like be somewhere where you're not from. I don't think he gets how hard it is for her, and I think she doesn't want to say. So I think, and I think,
yeah,
so I'm not saying Danny's being a dick at all. I think he's trying really hard, but I
think there's a communication barrier.
There is a communication barrier, and I think there's also because they're not family, they're thrown together, and I think it's also addressing some of Danny's other issues about like not having a family, like not being used to all this stuff. So I think it's coming at it two different ways. I think it's quite nuanced actually. I think Carrie really gets Danny and all his issues, and he's not trying to portray him as someone who's perfect about this, but he's managing to do it while being sympathetic to Danny and sort of saying he's trying. He's just had a teen girl thrust on him, who isn't, because... and he's doing his best, but it's not perfect. It's not great.
That's why I was confused, because the first 2 pages mirror Danny getting bullied in Kunlun Living Weapon. Yeah. Which is why I was confused, because I was like, wait, because I thought he knew about the bullying, but I think
Danny's reaching out and saying, I had this really terrible time, and but it's always hard when someone says that to you, because all you can think is, you don't know what I'm going through. And I'm guessing that's... Yeah, I mean,
she's a tween as well, and he's... So...
Yeah, he's at least...
Yeah, 33. Obviously she... Yeah, there's an age gap there as well. But I want to bring this up while we're talking about Danny teaching kids. What happened with his dojo? Because he was already a thunderer to all those kids.
He was, but he didn't have the title. Like, she's the first one that gave him the title. But the last time it was shown wasn't that long ago. It was in one of the Captain America Sam Wilson's. Misty stopped by and took a class because Danny wasn't there. So it's still there, and he's still teaching. But who knows? Continuity Marvel. But as far as I know, it's still around. Writers. Yeah.
Because I feel like it would be interesting to have her train with his other students.
Yeah, I'd like to see if that happens.
Because I think that would make sense. That's how he was trained and stuff. But I mean, this is only the first issue, so
and also, can we point out, this is where I fell in love with the art. This page. Because the apartment is very detailed. Gork looks amazing. Looks so Oriental Dragon.
Yes. With a big nose and cartoony eyes, though.
Yeah, well, cute, because cute. But it's just really delicately done. Pei, I think, looks better. Danny's still got his weird beard thing, but I do like his hair, so why not?
Yeah, and then she says something pretty crazy to Gork. She's like, do you know what happens to a fish when you take it out of water, Gork? It flops around for a while, then it dies. Like, obviously speaking about herself there. She's not having a good time. Feeling sorry for herself. Pretty much. So, Danny, wait till she's 15, then you're going to have a real problem on your hands.
Wait till she has boyfriends.
Yes, and angst.
Yeah.
Well, more angst.
More angst.
Bad angst. Yeah. Unreasonable angst. Yes, teenagers, it's unreasonable. Stop it. Stop angsting. Anyway. So, she overhears a conversation from the lobby, and essentially, the landlord...
I think it's a social worker.
The social worker. Right, yeah. Is giving Danny...
telling him to sort his life out and get this house to stop being such a sty, or they'll take her into care.
Yeah.
And this is the great line. She's an undocumented minor from a foreign country living in filth with a grown man.
It's like, technically she's from another dimension. I'm still trying to get some paperwork together.
He's like, try harder.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
And Danny essentially brushes him off. He's just like, whatever. And Pi is very upset by this.
Yeah.
And she's like sort of crying in a corner. I guess because she feels
she doesn't
like
want
a
to feel
burden
like
at this point.
And also she doesn't want to get taken away, I imagine.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I doubt that would... Yeah.
But I don't think
Danny's
Danny
an
would...
adventurer. He can do what he wants.
Danny would not let that happen, but she doesn't know that.
Yeah. And then we go to school, and everyone's like, "Huh, she's so weird." And then there's, like, you know, people from Jughead Comics running around.
She's an orphan. Blah, blah.
Yeah, like, and some of this is pretty crazy, and it comes into one of my issues. We'll go into that later. It's like, if I had a kid like that, I'd kill myself too. It's like, does she look that bad? Really? Like,
no, but
she
kids are
still
horrible.
looks like a normal. Kids are horrible, and yes, that is something a horrible kid could say. That's not the part
I
of
like
issue
the reference to the
up,
plucking the crown off the serpent.
Yeah, she plucked the crown off herself when she was 4 years old. So is that something every kid does? I guess,
don't know, but I always love that panel of the snake in Kunlun that's got a little crown on it.
Yeah.
So it was a nice little reference to that. But anyway, this group of nasty mean girls comes up and is horrible to her.
I was going to say it's Mean Girls.
It is Mean Girls, but more multiracial.
And fat.
Hey.
That was mean.
Normal size. Like, they represent...
She's a bully.
Yeah, she's a bully, but she's diabetic. But, like... Hello?
Hello?
Okay, so I thought I'd lost you. Sorry.
Oh, no.
So then she says hello to them. Right, now I'm saying this as a friend, Pie. It's pronounced pay. Just saying.
Wait, where's this?
Next page. Top.
Damn it.
Right.
See, because I remembered that specific bit, but I thought it was the other way around.
Yeah.
So, I'm still right, though, so it doesn't matter.
Okay, we'll allow you to be right while being wrong. Your podcast.
It's the best type of right.
Yeah. Is
when you're wrong, but you're still right. Yeah. That's what I get to do when I'm in a position of power. I get to abuse it. So.
Yeah. And they call her Smelly, basically. They give her a present. It's not very nice. She asks how it works. They're all taking the piss. And then this girl runs in and stops her. It's pretty nasty. I mean, like, it's just bullying.
It's just typical bullying stuff.
It's a big gang.
And they're trying to...
It's not nice.
They're pretty much trying to get her to...
it's not nice.
Squeeze it so it pops out. And then this guy comes over and he's like, I'll show you how to do it. And he aims it at
the girl that's trying to stop it. No, it's the girl trying to stop it, isn't it?
No, basically, she's the girl who gave it to her.
Oh, right.
Who's going to prank her. Yeah. And then the guy comes in and he's like, points it at her.
And squeezes.
And gives her a taste of her own medicine.
Yeah.
And he goes, funny, I thought I was supposed to get rid of the filth, and he runs off. And she's
other
like,
little
the
dick comes and punches Pay.
Yeah, see, this is what I had a problem with. And especially the way it's drawn as well. It's just so... I know it's Carrie Andrews. It's so over the top, though. Like, just this particular panel, just straight up punching her in the face. And that... It just doesn't... I haven't been to school in America, but, like, goddamn, yeah, people said really nasty stuff here. People got into fights, but no one just went and punched the girl in the face. I
had someone who picked up a chair and whacked me over the head with it once. At the start of a lesson.
What? Sounds like wrestling or something.
No, like, seriously, we went into a classroom, he just picked up a chair and smashed it over my head.
Why?
So... Maybe I didn't react as badly to it. I thought it was a little bit... I mean, it is harsh. And it's interesting, the next panel, the female bully says, what was that? You know, like, as in, you shouldn't have gone that far to punch her. And
it still just feels bizarre to me.
It's very... It's pretty violent. But I think they needed to get her the black eye, didn't they? So...
I just think there could have been a better way to do that. It just feels so full on to me. It takes my suspension of disbelief a bit too far.
Yeah,
that being said, I haven't been to a school in America, so maybe it is like that.
We'll just assume it's all like that in America.
They have guns instead, don't they? So
and knives and stuff. Yeah. But anyway, then you see Pei trying very hard not to use the Iron Fist in response.
Just headbutt him instead.
Because Danny told her not to, and she's trying to be very good. And we're back at the flat, and oh my god, it's tidy. So...
Yeah, because Danny's hired someone. Yeah, Madam Yao.
Yeah.
Vietna. Is it? Yeah. However you pronounce.
I don't know how you
chick's
pronounce
name.
that one. But
You know that chick Michelle Yao? Michelle
yeah,
Yeoh?
Michelle
I can't remember.
Yeoh, isn't it? I think it's Michelle Yeoh.
Yeoh? So I'm going to assume this chick is Michelle Yeoh. Specifically.
He's basically hired a nanny who says, we're going to be good friends, and Pei's very upset because she thinks she's been a disappointment. And she's like, please don't give me to someone else, and runs up to her room.
I failed you.
And she's got a clear black eye in this picture.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, which Danny's like, oh no, what's wrong with her eye? I think you've seen a black eye in your time, Danny.
Yeah, Danny, do you not know what a black eye is?
Come on.
But yeah, obviously there's the different sort of upbringings because, yeah, he's completely oblivious to the fact that this looks like he's palming her off to someone. Well, I guess like he just didn't expect like her to take it this way.
Because he didn't know she'd heard the other conversation, so.
Yeah.
And then he gets a phone call from the police. He has to go. Madam Yao says, go on, I'll look after the kid.
Do we know who Detective Lee is?
No, I don't think he's a known quantity.
Glad it's not Scarf, that git.
Useless. I like Scarf. Shut up.
he just looks like a goof.
Oh, dear.
I think he looks like a goof. He's not like Alan though.
No.
But you know, we'll come back to Alan, guys. Don't worry. Danny's best friend will be back. And then he will never be seen again.
So Madam Yao brings Pei some tea. Gork looks so excited to see the tea. It's untrue. I don't know why a dragon would like tea so much, but why not?
Yeah, whatever.
And Pei's kind of explaining that she's used to, if you're hit, you hit back. I was good about that. I promised Thunder I wouldn't do it. And Madame Yao goes into a bit of a parable about this donkey, blah, blah, blah. And it goes on for ages.
Yeah, I don't think we really need to read the parable.
No, we're not going to read that out. But yeah, because even at the end, Pei's like going, what does the story have to do with anything? And Madame Yao, who is such a good nanny, well done, Danny, basically tells Pei that you don't have to do the things you tell people you're doing. And Gork even looks suspicious at this. And she says, like, you know, Mr. Rand didn't survive the trials of public school. He was pampered with tutors and private education. Not true. Now he's a billionaire in the Iron Fist. He knows not what he asked. Well, I mean, it was probably true before he went to Kunlun that he didn't go to the public school system.
Yeah, before he went to Kunlun.
Yeah,
then he went to like
before he went to Kunlun and was beaten up on a daily basis. You know, like.
Then it got the exact opposite. Before he was 10. And that's I'm not sure what's the deal with this chick.
Yeah, I think we're gonna find out.
Are they
what
trying
the
to
deal
make
is.
her? Are they trying to make her look wise here? Or are they just trying to make her?
I think
are they trying to make her look wise and failing?
Suspect. No, I think they're making her look a bit suspect. Like you're not giving the best advice here, because the best advice to teens is generally tell someone you trust the truth. Like tell him you may have promised that you wouldn't hit anyone, but he didn't explain what you should do if someone hit you. Yeah, you know, so. And she's just like going, well, not saying no to something is the same as saying yes. So like, and then she's made Pei a little mask, which is cool.
Yeah, not saying no is the same as saying yes. Yeah, that's.
It's a little bit not the greatest advice here.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, she's not the instructor, Danny is. You're just the nanny.
Yeah.
Watch it. Yeah, okay, because I
think the fact Gork looks suspicious of her is our clue there. Always believe in dragon.
Yeah, because he looks suspicious, but he looks like, he looks frowny suspicious.
But then he falls asleep.
Yeah, because the way I took it when I first read it was they were trying to make her look wise, but completely failed in the execution.
Right.
But
yeah,
this
no,
makes
I
more
thought
sense.
it was like giving us a hint that there's something to her that isn't what we immediately think.
That makes more sense. Yeah, because what she's saying is such a contradiction to
Yeah.
like what they've written so far. It makes more sense. And it's a cool mask. I like it.
I like the mask a lot as well. It's better than Danny's.
Then we have the kid who stood up for her. He's walking along. Then some guy from Riverdale comes up behind him. The guy who punched. This guy is a goblin. Look at him.
He is a
He looks like a goblin.
Yeah, and he basically threatens to beat him up with a bag of oranges. And this page is like a perfect example about what I mean about the colour. All the pay storylines, there's like 5 horizontal panels. The pay storylines are light blue backgrounds, and in between we've got what Danny's doing, and they've got the kind of orangey backgrounds.
Yeah.
Reds. So it really stands out and helps you work out you're following 2 different stories here.
Yeah, and we've got 2 things happening at once for pretty much the rest of the issue.
Yeah.
And yeah, so
it's hard to. Danny's going into a restaurant to investigate whatever's been going on.
Yeah, he's with Detective Lee, who called him. And no, he's not Jackie Chan Super Cop. I wish he was, but he's not. He's just he's just a regular guy. But yeah, so they've gone into this, and the cop's giving him advice. The detective's giving him advice, like, you don't try to understand teenage girls, you endure them, which is probably not the advice Danny needs, but whatever. She's a tween, right?
Yeah.
She's not a teen yet.
No, but tween's what, 12, 13, so she's kind of teenage.
Yeah.
It's just a way of saying she's not quite like 13, 14 yet, so.
So this guy, obviously he's getting Danny's help with like a missing person. Like he's saying people have gone missing, and he thinks they've ended up here or something. And Danny's like, I don't think they've ended up here. It's just a restaurant.
Yeah.
So
you just know it's going to be bad the minute it starts.
Meanwhile, the goblin from Lord of the Rings has caught up to our
Jace.
friend here, and he's
Threatening to beat him up.
Is that his name?
Yeah, apparently.
I'm just gonna think of him as Goblin.
No, the good guy's Jace.
Right.
You can keep calling
no,
the Goblin, yeah, because Jace is likely to stay.
And he's starting to beat him up with a bag of oranges. Then check out that guy in the background on the left. What's that hairstyle? What is that? It's crazy.
It's terrible.
Looks like he has a piece of cauliflower
It
on
looks
his
like
head.
he has oranges on his head as it happens. Like
They're all like mashed oranges. Just
the next page, he's running and they're chasing, and in the restaurant, people are devouring the food. They've got slightly red
There's a
eyes.
funny line. This chef, he's this huge guy.
Yeah.
He's just like, welcome. And he has a big belly as well. And he's like, we have the freshest pork in the city. Please sit, enjoy. And the detective goes, I'm a vegetarian. Danny's like, seriously? So isn't he a vegetarian in the show?
Danny.
Well, he's not. He's not vegetarian in the show, but he's like he pretty much just eats rabbit food.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. God, all of my friends are like vegans and vegetarians. I always call them rabbits, and it upsets them. So our friend's getting chased by the Jughead gang, and we have these, people are chowing down, and they look like the ghouls from the first page.
They do. They even mention demons, because Lee says these sightings of these people that have gone missing aren't just normal demons. Danny's like, did you just say normal demons? And then you get lots of pictures of people getting really excited about the food. Danny's got his knife and fork ready. He's very excited.
Yeah, they're just eating from the plate. Like, look at that chick. Like, she's snorting and just eating from the plate.
They even say these people are such pigs.
And Danny's, he's excited about the food.
Yeah.
And
Thankfully, Lee stops him eating any. On the next page.
Yeah. So this is I'm finding it difficult to just try and go between. So the detective stops Danny from eating, and then the goblin demon things
start hitting on Jace. Yeah, they catch him.
And so we have, I think, the chef saying, "Sir and madam, will you please settle your bill in the kitchen?" And then we have the detective saying something is wrong, and Danny and
him are both kind of realising, I think, at the same time what's going on.
Looks like a shot from Rush Hour.
It does.
Yeah. Can you imagine a Rush Hour with, like, pig demons? It'd be awesome.
It'd be amazing.
So, yeah, and there's lots of oinks and grunting and wahs going on.
Yeah.
And then they're stepping on... Then we go back to the school, and they're stepping on his head. And
they're peeing on him? Oh, no, it's oranges.
God, that'd be...
I apologise for bringing this down even worse than it was. They've got their foot on his head. It's orange juice they're pouring on him, let's assume.
Yeah. Otherwise it'd be like the power of one. So, so then Danny and the cop bust down the door, and Danny's leg looks super long there, but I like it.
Super long, yeah, I like it as well.
And there's like a bunch of pigs just looking at them. And then we cut back to
and the chef
school
turns into a pig, yeah. Oh yeah.
The chef turns into the pig, and he looks like Ganondorf from the old Zelda games, like the really old ones. If anyone's played them, he looks exactly like Ganondorf. And he's holding 2 meat cleavers, and he's like on fire and stuff. And then we cut back to the school, and Pei has that mask that was made for her.
And she runs into attack.
Yep, and they're throwing oranges at her in defense. And then we cut back to Danny fighting this giant pig monster.
Demon, yeah.
Yeah, and the detective is just like fighting random pigs in the background.
Well, Danny's like, don't shoot them, they're people.
Yeah. They're great. People!
The pigs are people!
Yeah. He's like, don't shoot them because I'm a vegetarian, because the pigs are people. And then we cut back to the school, and she's throwing oranges at people.
Yep.
And then Danny's kicking the pig dude in the face. And this is a pretty cool fight with Danny and the pig.
And he's got his Iron Fist out. He's,
it's very stylized as well.
I just noticed the parental advisory on the fight. Danny's got pig entrails around his neck.
Yeah. Yeah, Danny's dived through the pig.
It's pretty
completely
gross.
With his Iron Fist. And in that kick in the panel above, he kicked his cleaver in half, which I thought was pretty neat.
Yeah.
And then Pei is kicking oranges at people
the bully
and stuff.
Who loses a couple of teeth.
Yeah. He loses his goblin teeth, but he'll grow them back very quickly because he's a goblin. And then Pei runs off, and all the bullies just on the ground. Hurting.
Yeah.
One of them's probably not moving. And then we cut back to the restaurant, and the pigs look like they've turned back into naked people, and
Lovely.
There's just entrails on the ground everywhere.
Yeah, it's gross.
And the detective's summarizing it up, and I'll read this because it'll help me out as well. So the pig demon was turning customers into pigs, then cooking them, then serving them to other customers, and they asked me why I'm a vegetarian. So that was the pig demon's master plan. Well, yeah. So Pei runs off, taking off her mask before she's out of sight. She's learning from the Daredevil School of Secret Identity right there. And then we cut back. Yes, so Danny's found a scroll that was, as Danny was probably punching through the pig demon, he found a scroll inside. And he says, I recognize it. This is only the first of 10 exponential scrolls. And the text is like, you're saying this is the beginning? Great. And it's good to see Danny, like, having some knowledge about magic and not having to go to Senior Magico while he's acting like a goof.
And Detective Lee's totally about to throw up.
Yeah, I can't blame him. And
I would be totally about to throw up as well.
Danny's nice suit is just covered in entrails as well. And our friend is looking at his phone. I think he took a photo.
He must have done, yeah. Well, we see that in a minute. We'll see.
Then
you get back to them both all at home, and they're all sitting down to dinner. Danny gets home. Anything exciting happen while I was out? No. So
no, I was just bad-mouthing you to your student.
Yeah, so clearly Paige learnt her lesson. And Daddy says I need a shower while sitting down at the table.
Yeah, he is still covered in he is eating with them.
Gross.
I'm surprised that Gork isn't all over him, licking him and stuff. And
oh, actually, in the third panel, it looks like he is going in for the lick.
Because if he had a dog, the dog would be all over him.
Oh, the dog would be like, I want this now. But it's so funny, because then Madam Yell obviously offers him pork. And he's like, no more pork.
And he sits down with a fork anyway, even though he doesn't have whatever. And he accidentally... he's like, learn anything at school today that I don't have to forget where I came from to figure out where I'm going. And Danny goes, that sounds about perfect.
Well,
which it does.
Dropping his cup of tea.
Yes, he drops the cup of tea. I'm not sure what that's supposed to do.
Maybe it's Gork running to try and eat all the pig entrails. Knocks it out his hand. I'm going with that. I'm not sure why that's...
I feel like it's symbolizing something, because there's obviously a big emphasis on the cup crashing, but I'm just not sure what it is yet. Maybe, I mean, I'm pretty stupid, guys. So if any of you guys want to tell me how dumb I am, but also want to explain what you guys think this means, then feel free to message us. While you explain these last three panels, I'm going to quickly check if we have emails.
Okay, so the last three panels are Jace wondering who the Kung Fu girl was. He hears someone behind him, and then he drops his phone, which has got headphones in. He drops his phone, and on it is a picture of Pei in the mask, and it just says, to be continued. So someone's come after Jace, no idea who that is, and we know that he obviously sees who Pei is.
That was a pretty bizarre ending, in my opinion.
Yeah, it was one of those traditional kind of cliffhanger-y things.
It was, but it's like... It just seems like what went after him, it seems like a big deal. It doesn't seem like it was just a bully.
Yeah.
Is it linking the pig demon thing? I'm not sure. It's confusing, but, it doesn't bug me. I'm just intrigued.
You're right, it was a kind of hard crush back to that story, but I'm assuming it'll tie into the next issue and we'll be like, oh, okay. I think it was just to give us a to be continued. So. And
then we are followed by a letter from the author, which I'll read out. In the dojo, Kerry Andrews, and it's the same layout as the first recap page. So why Iron Fists? Why now? I did my thing on Iron Fist. I said what I wanted to say. I happily handed off the baton and focused on new projects, new works, and new ideas. That's the deal you make with superhero comics. You take your turn at bat and swing for the fences. Hopefully, you round the bases and find your way home. This is all baseball stuff, which obviously I have no understanding of. Yeah. And then the next player takes their turn. You cheer them on and watch them swing, and I did not realize it was this long, but I have read it. I'll read the rest. I've committed. But then I got the call. Marvel was interested in this little Asian monk girl that I created, the next in the line of Iron Fists, and they wanted to know if I had any interest in continuing her adventures. In that very instant, I knew I couldn't stand by and watch this little lady be raised by other parents. What brought me back was Pei. I just needed to make sure she had a good start, the right push, the right swing before letting her go. Letting Marvel get their grubby mitts all over her. He didn't say that, I said that. Because it's totally what happened.
They already had their grubby mitts all over her, I'd like to point it out.
Did they?
Well, she was already in a Marvel comic. They didn't need to ask Harry to come back to it.
That's true. Yeah, I guess, he's pretty much saying if he didn't come back, they would have. That's the way. Alright, do you want to read the rest? Is that
yes,
okay? I've read half.
Let me get to, we got to, but as an artist, you never want to come out the same way twice. You never want to repeat yourself. You never want to coast. In Iron Fist the Living Weapon, I controlled every aspect of the book, from words to art to covers to the logo design. It was a personal challenge and a way to get to a certain truth in the art making, but it wouldn't make sense to simply rinse and repeat. I had to change, to grow, to find a new way to do it, and I knew the best way to do this was through collaboration. I asked Jake to find me an artist, that's Jake Thomas, the editor, and so he climbed the mountain and came back with fire. Afu Chan owns this book. His work transformed my words into something new. Everything changed, from tone to pacing to visual style. It was scary, and I knew we had something worth doing. In the 70s, a small Caucasian boy from New York was raised by mystical monks to become the Iron Fist. In today's world, I'm interested in seeing how a small Asian monk girl does in New York City. It's as simple as that. She's already got the dragon tattoo. She just needs to earn it. Let's do some kung fu. Carrie Andrews.
Yep, I really like that letter. I just thought it was and I completely agree. I love that this has turned into a book. The opposite Kunlun girl coming to New York as opposed to vice versa.
I think it opens up so much interesting stuff for both of them.
And definitely. Yeah. And I should point out, because I know people have been worried that they talk to me, they're like, Sherry, this because they're worried that this is just going to be about essentially Pei succeeding Danny and Danny just sort of being pushed back, but that's not the case at all. The book is definitely about them both. It's called the Immortal Iron Fists. Like, they're both stars of this book. Like, they have equal emphasis to each other. So, like, Danny
we've had two Iron Fists out there before. We all loved it with Orson and Danny. I don't think they're getting rid of Danny anytime soon, but I know that Carrie said that when he created Pei, he was very aware that the last two Iron Fists had both been white guys, and we all know that's, it happened, and we love them both, but it's possibly not realistic that it would carry on being white guys, and to bring in someone from Kunlun and to do it with this intrigue of, like, she's got the mark, but how do you get her to being an Iron Fist? She's clearly not gonna, I imagine not gonna get there within a couple of months. So it's a nice way to do something more with a character that I think could grow to be quite loved, because she's quite distinctive from the other teen Marvel heroes as well at the moment. I'm reading a lot of them, but she has as Danny did with his upbringing, she's got quite a different, point of view, because she's this fish out of water, but also she's an orphan. She's stuck with Danny, who she seems to be great with, but it's an unusual situation. And if they can let her grow a little bit, I think she can be something pretty special.
And it's definitely and it shows a lot for Danny as well. Like, he's teaching now.
Yeah, because one of my biggest gripes with Danny is that we never got to see him as a dad. Because honestly thought it would address a lot of his issues with family and abandonment and commitment and things like that. Always thought it'd be a great sort of little development for him, and this kind of gives him it, but it does it in a very clever way, because he does get a lot of the things she's going through, but he also doesn't. But she doesn't. They don't have that tie of actually being bonded by family. That means that you have to put up with each other. So I think it's real genius to have them together.
Oh, I like it because Danny's obviously, everyone gives Danny a lot of flack for being a bad Iron Fist, but if you think about all the stuff he's done, he's probably the best Iron Fist.
Yeah.
That, aside from that kid in the future who's crazy, but anyway, so it's cool to see him take on the role of teacher.
Yeah.
And master. Like, he's no longer, like, he is learning in a way, but in terms of, like, fighting technique and stuff, he's the one doing the teaching now. Like, he's not, because we've had a lot of books, especially recently, where Danny has been constantly learning and he's been getting his butt whooped and stuff, but in this book he's
learning to be a dad and trainer and mentor and carry on doing his Iron Fist stuff.
Yeah, he's not a failure in this book, or people aren't calling him failure in this book. And I love, it's just a really nice change. Like, Danny is...
Yeah. And I like even when I'm saying, he's got this wrong, in the same way that all parents get it wrong. And, everyone doesn't understand what people are going through with school and stuff. So there's no criticism of Danny here. He's done everything, apart from the filthy house at the beginning. He's doing everything all right. And he wants it to work, and that makes a huge difference. He's not sitting moping about Misty and stuff like that. Oh god,
yeah. No, there's not much angst at all on Danny's part.
Which is
it's
nice.
just like It's just him being the master. So I really like it. It's good to see. It's good to show like a confident Danny who's comfortable in the role of the Iron Fist and is teaching like another generation of Iron Fist like that. That I think that's been a long time coming. It's about time Danny's just not shown as like young and naive and stuff.
Yeah.
It's about time they've shown him as one of,
and not
the big bad
goofball.
bosses, so to speak. Yeah, exactly. Like he's more in like if they make him more in line with those guys like Prince of Orphans and stuff, and less in line with goofball, then I'm all for that, which is what they're doing in this book. So I'm a big fan, and the book isn't preachy at all or anything either.
No.
It's just good. So
I
definitely
really
recommend this book.
Really, me too. I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would, and I'm really looking forward to the next one. Actually, I assume they're coming out monthly. Not really sure.
I'm not. I mean, we know like 6 already now, right?
Yeah,
Isn't
we know
it?
that there's 6 up that you can put on pre-order, and let's see where we're now. July, August, September, October. Which is weirdly means it might finish and then come out as a trade straight afterwards, which is pretty
wouldn't
cool
surprise
as well.
me.
No, and like Marvel have already they haven't announced it, but the next of these digital firsts has kind of been announced-ish, or we found out what the next trade is. So they're going to do a few of these things, and hopefully they'll be really successful. So go buy them, read it, enjoy it. Let us know what you think.
Yeah, definitely recommend purchasing this one, and it won't set you back as much as the main series.
No.
Either. I highly recommend you pick up both, though. They're both great for different reasons.
Yeah, what a time. We did speculate that we might have 2 good Iron Fist comics, and we actually do.
Yeah, I'm pretty surprised that it turned out this way.
Yeah.
And I think like one of the important things is they're very different from each other, so it sort of works out. And the next issue's coming out this week, isn't it?
Yep, it's Wednesday.
So the other one, Shang-Chi.
The first Shang-Chi.
So, that'll be good. We're in a bit of a Iron Fist renaissance, a martial art comic renaissance, so it's a good time to be an Iron Fist fan. And season 2 of the show.
Talking about martial art comics, they are doing a series of one-offs, Marvel, and one of them is going to be Shang-Chi.
Oh, nice.
I think coming in November.
Wait, just one issue?
Just one issue, yeah.
Okay, I mean, hey, it's better than nothing, right?
Yeah, and I'm guessing the kind of thing is that if they sell well, then they might do other stories with them, but one of them is Shang-Chi. So that's kind of nice, getting a bit of love in for the martial arts comics, like you said. Yeah,
and I feel like hopefully this will inspire them. I don't think it will, but inspire them to do, different genres again.
Yeah.
Maybe like a horror comic with Ghost Rider.
We've got Spirits of Vengeance coming.
But, Oh, do we?
Yeah, it's a 5-issue miniseries with Ghost Rider. I think Johnny Blade. It's got Damon Hellstrom. Oh, I can't.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's going to be cool.
Yeah.
But it is only 5 issues. Let me have a quick look and I'll tell you exactly who's in it. Because I don't want to get it wrong. But I'm fairly sure it's not Robbie, the Ghost Rider. So, Spirits of Vengeance is Ghost Rider, Blade, Damon Hellstrom, and Satana.
Huh. Wait, Zatanna?
Not the Z Satana. No. Satana with an S. Which is
I didn't even know she existed.
I don't know very much about her at all. But I do love Ghost Rider, Blade, and Damon Hellstrom. In fact, I'd buy anything that had Damon Hellstrom in. So, it's a definite yes to me. So that's coming. That starts in October and is only 5 issues.
Carl's going to be so mad if it's Danny Ketch.
I'm sure.
Actually, Carl's just going to be mad if it's not Johnny Blaze.
Yeah, that's true. I don't remember which one it is.
Yeah, I'm trying to find. Is there like a cover or anything out for it?
There is. Just wait a second. God, this is terrible. Sorry, everyone. We'll talk about interesting things. Where's our Facebook here?
Oh, it's Johnny Blaze.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I just read a thing saying, starring
Okay, cool.
supernatural heroes Ghost Rider, his original host Johnny Blaze, Blade, Satana, and Damon Hellstrom. So Blade's in it too.
Yeah, I said Blade.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Sorry, I must have missed it. Can I just point out that Blade's a real jerk?
Yeah, he is. In every appearance we've seen.
Like, I hate him.
Yeah.
He is such a jerk in everything. But I'll stop there. Carl's bristling as we speak as I'm saying that. So
Johnny Blaze.
Yeah.
Johnny Blaze, Carl.
Yes.
Be fine.
Yes. I'm happy with that. Cool. So yeah, I believe that's about it. We'll have another show coming out this week for
the new
issue of the other series.
And we look forward to it.
Do you have anything you want to say?
Nope, that's it from me. I've said everything.
Sorry, guys.
Send us lots of feedback and tell us what you think of them, all these Iron Fists.
Yes, exactly. And tell us who your favourite Iron Fist is, even though I know it's going to be the Pirate Queen. And I'll always disagree with you guys.
Really? I think everyone would say Awesome.
You'd be surprised. Wu, She, whatever her name is, like, she is super popular.
She is great.
I think she looks cool, but she just has a romance story and then runs off with her dude. Like,
yeah, but you know, she's not bad. I don't know who my favourite. My favourite's Danny, of course.
Oh, well, naturally.
But you know, maybe Pay one day. All right. We're gonna head off, and we will speak to you next week.
Yep. So until then, may your tween daughter or your protege or your student become like onto a thing of iron that you can swing around like a bat and hit like goblins with. So, yeah. Peace.
Bye.
Iron Fist and all other characters in these comics are properties of Marvel and Disney. Any music or images we use belong to their respective copyright holders. We do this for fun, so please don't sue us. You can contact us at sonsofthedragonpodcast@gmail.com. Just send us mail, comments, thoughts, anything you want really. It doesn't even have to be related to Iron Fist. If you don't want it read on the air though, make sure you mention that. You can also find us on Facebook, the Immortal Iron Fist Podcast, Sons of the Dragon. Our Twitter, at Iron Fist Podcast. Our Soundcloud, soundcloud.com/Sons of the Dragon, hyphens where the spaces are. Our YouTube, Connor Carl. Just search Iron Fist Podcast and you'll find us real quick. We are also on iTunes. If you find us there, give us a review and rate us. If it's less than 5 stars, please say why so we can improve the show. And we're on Podcast Garden in the literature section. And last but not least, head over to our WordPress, Sons of the Dragon, the Immortal Iron Fist Podcast.wordpress.com. That's where I put all the show notes. And I would like to thank Thomas Tissot for letting us use his Iron Fist theme song for the start of our show. And finally, thanks to you guys for listening.